Hey guys, Todd James here. Wanted to knock out one last video before I call it quits for Easter weekend. And one of the things I wanted you to consider, I love it when I have a student who is enthusiastic and excited about selling on Amazon. I think learning how to sell on Amazon is something that is worthy of your enthusiasm and your excitement. Uh, People get excited when they're leaving for college, and college is going to cost them $75,000 a year if they're lucky, and it doesn't guarantee that you're going to make any money when you get out. Um, but you probably are going to have debt, and hey, you'll have an experience, but that experience may or may not lead to gainful employment. You just don't know. You hope so, but you don't know. But learning how to sell on Amazon and developing the skills that come with that learning, those can serve you well in a variety of settings. Even if you choose at some point in the future not to remain an Amazon seller, you'll still have developed skills as part of that learning process that will serve you in other endeavors. But what I want to say in this video is, so I get these students that, and it can be a guy who's 18, it can be a married couple that are in their 60s, and anywhere in between, but they're really excited, they're fired up, they're like bouncing on the balls of their feet, just can't wait to get started. And they usually have very lofty expectations or hopes or desires in terms of their income and how quickly they're going to get to some kind of life-changing money. So, one of the things I do to launch a product, or kind of a mini abbreviated version of what I do to launch, is I use a lot of micro-influencers. And within the different product categories that I offer, and I'm just picking one. I don't sell clothing at all, just for the record. But let's say I sold some type of clothing, and I've ordered 500 pieces of this clothing for my Amazon inventory. Well, even if I could afford it, I don't want to go to Kanye West and have him, produce a video about how wonderful my jacket is or whatever, because I'm going to sell out 500 in a day, and that's not good. You really want to launch something, have a slow burn, build up momentum, and have the opportunity to reinvest some of your profits into additional inventory, and then add to the marketing, and then reinvest those profits into additional inventory and add to the marketing yet again. So with that in mind, a lot of people will have very limited inventory. If it's their first or second order on Amazon, they may be looking at 200 pieces or maybe 500 pieces. And they want to go out and they want to hit it with this massive over-the-top PPC campaign. They want to have some name brand influencer recommend their product, and that leads, maybe you sell everything, maybe you sell out, but that's not really what you're after. Again, you're looking to build a stable base of awareness for your product. So what I do, for every product I sell, I have micro-influencers that I work with, and some of those micro-influencers over time have become much more than just a micro-influencer. But just to give you an example, if I'm selling a tent for camping now, and again, I don't sell in the camping space at all, so I'm using a different example for you. But if I'm going to sell a tent and I've just ordered a shipment of tents in, I'm not going to go to one of these Outdoor Life channels that has 4 million subscribers and pay the guy $10,000 to do a shout out for me or to review my tent. That's not really money well spent. But what I can do is I can go to 2 or 3 different channels that have 1,200, 1,500, maybe 2,000 subscribers, but where the output of that channel is consistent and it's of quality that I find acceptable, and I can go to them and make them an offer, and sometimes that offer is nothing except they get a free tent, or there may be a little bit of money involved. Or more often than not, it'll be a free tent, and they will get an affiliate commission. I'll give them an affiliate link. So the more they push that tent, and the more of those tents that sell through their affiliate link, They make money, I make money, and we all win. That's one of my basic business philosophies, is that everybody needs to win. I'm not looking for a zero-sum game where it's winner take all. So for a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of what it would cost to go out there and get a major influencer, again, I can get several smaller influencers for little to no cost, at least little to no cost up front, and I can start creating that slow burn. And I can get orders in at a pace that my current inventory levels can handle, and that makes sense for my current inventory levels. So that is, guys, this is some good advice here. I've used this process to launch basically every product I've had in the last 10 years, and I've never had a failed launch. It works, and it works really well. And again, it's very inexpensive. And you also get organic leads off of that. You're not relying on Amazon PPC, which, depending on the time of year, can be pretty expensive in many cases. But you're basically getting direct interaction between the influencer, their affiliate link, and your product that you want to sell. That's a very, very strong connection and a very strong link. So don't underestimate it at all. These people are easy to contact. When you're dealing with a channel that in some cases may only be a year or so old, and again, they don't have a pile of subscribers, trust me, they will be thrilled to hear from you. So think about this. There are very few caveats I would give you. Nothing that fits in the context of this video, but there are some things to be aware of. Not so much danger points, but things that make it an even better deal for you and a better deal for your micro-influencer. But I cover that in the course, and I'll probably cover that in some other videos on this channel here in the near future. But in any case, hey, if this gave you something to think about, and you're actively working on Amazon right now, or you'd like to get started, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There's new content coming all the time, and I hope to get you up and running as quickly as possible. Take care.